What's up, guys? My name's Skylar. I'm the founder of a retention agency called Influx Labs. And today I'm going to show you guys our step-by-step tutorial on how to cross-sell effectively within your email marketing. So this is the exact strategy that we used to help a client of ours generate an extra $14,000 in monthly recurring revenue month over month just from their cross-sells. This is the best strategy that we've found for cross-selling within Klaviyo, and I'm going to show you guys how to do it from a Klaviyo technical setup level all the way to the actual email copy and design of this flow. So let's get into it. Before we get into the technical stuff, I want to show you guys a glimpse into just how effective this cross-sell has been for one of the clients that we set it up for. So let me show you a couple of these numbers. So the first email in the cross-sell is at a 51% open rate, 2.7% click-through rate with $3,950 generated. The second email here, 50% open rate, 3.6% click-through rate with $6,800 generated. The third, 51% open rate, $920 generated. And the fourth has, again, 49% open rate with $2,340 generated. So this is going to be a flow that generates big revenue for you, especially if you have a handful of products that you can cross-sell. Before you're able to set up these cross-sell emails, you have to know which products are going to be the most effective of yours to cross-sell. So this is how we choose the most effective products. We will cross-sell based on two different things most of the time. So the first is cross-selling by frequently bought together items. So let's say, for example, your brand has pajamas and someone buys pajamas. It would make sense to cross-sell them a sleep mask, right? So within this cross-sell, what we're doing is we're taking a main product that they purchased and we're taking a secondary product that complements the main product and cross-selling it along with the main thing that they bought. So cross-selling by items that are frequently bought together is a really effective way to do it because you're not mixing water and oil, right? These things already pair together. So it's kind of a no-brainer for someone to say, hey, oh, I bought this. Logically, it would make sense to buy something that complements it. Just use common sense here and pick what people would buy together. You should already have these metrics of the frequently bought together items. So that is the first way of cross-selling. The second way of choosing what you cross-sell is to cross-sell by your most popular products. It's pretty simple. Let's say someone bought your best seller. What you're going to want to do is cross-sell them your second, third, fourth, even fifth best seller. But it needs to be something that people are actively buying, right? It would be silly to assume that you can just pick a product on your website that people aren't really interested in, and that sentiment will change just because the offer is put in front of them in a cross-sell. Unless, of course, it is very much related to the original product that they purchased. So generally, you're going to want to sell your best-selling items within this cross-sell. So the more that someone buys the product that triggers the cross-sell, right, which would be your best seller, the more opportunities you have to get sales. So the cross-sell, its effectiveness is completely reliant upon it triggering, and it triggers by someone purchasing an item, right? So choose an item that is purchased very frequently to trigger this flow, or else it's not going to send out that much because, people aren't purchasing the product. So make sure that you choose something popular so that this flow triggers very often. Honestly, for picking products in the cross-sell, the rest is pretty intuitive, and you should know your brand well enough to find some items that you can cross-sell together effectively. When it comes to setting up the cross-sell flow, there are two ways that you can set up this automation. The first is setting it up as an individual standalone automation. So this will trigger when someone has fulfilled an order, and the flow filters here will be that they haven't purchased since joining the flow and they haven't received the flow before. So essentially, the way that this would be set up is that you choose an item that triggers the cross-sell flow. So let's say someone buys your best seller, X product. What will happen is that will trigger the first email cross-selling Y product, a different one, and then there will be two emails in this series essentially cross-selling an item that is related to the original one that they had been sold. So that is the first way of setting up the cross-sell flow, is as an individual flow. The second way of setting it up is actually to integrate it within another related automation that you already have set up within Klaviyo. And this is the way that we recommend doing it. This is the way that we got the case study that I showed you above of $14,000 monthly recurring revenue. So the way that this works is that the flow here, these emails, would actually be within another flow. So your flow would end, let's say the customer thank you or post-purchase flow is where we like to put it. That flow would come to an end, and then there would be these cross-sell emails integrated organically into it after that flow comes to an end. So that's the way that we like to do it. It will kind of still have the same triggers and the same flow filters, but it's organically put into another related automation. So let me tell you why this is the way that we actually like to do it. When you integrate the cross-sell into your post-purchase flow or your customer thank you flow, it works well because this is the flow that your customers receive already after their order has been fulfilled. So it isn't an additional thing that has to trigger. You're not sending these people multiple different things, right? You're not sending them a customer thank you, a cross-sell flow, a review request, and a bunch of other things at the same time. It's actually just automatically put into one automation that has everything that it needs to have. So when you integrate it into your post-purchase flow, you get to, one, avoid having an additional flow trigger during your purchase. And two, the cross-sell will feel more organic because it's in a flow that is already thanking them for making their purchase. So for that to work, you would already have to have your post-purchase flow set up, which is a simple automation that triggers after an order is placed, where you basically thank these people for their purchase. So this is the way that we like to do it, integrated into the post-purchase automation. But if you want to create it as a standalone flow, the technical setup that I'm going to show you works for that too. It would just be its own separate thing. So let's get into how to actually set it up in your Klaviyo account. So let's get technical and explain how we set up this automation within Klaviyo. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the end of your post-purchase flow after the final email in it has been sent, and you're going to create a conditional split. So a conditional split has two potential paths that you can send someone down. It has a yes, they fit the filters of this conditional split path, and it has a no, they don't fit the filters path, right? So if the people in this flow fit the filters of the configuration that you set up, they will go down one path. If they don't fit it, they will go down the other. So this is the configuration that you want to set up. It's going to be based on what someone has or hasn't done. And it's going to be that a person has placed an order where the collections or products contains the product that you want to trigger the cross-sell. So if you want your best seller to trigger the cross-sell, that's the product that you're going to put here. And when someone places an order where the collection equals that, they're going to have this trigger. So that is the first flow filter. The second is that they haven't placed an order where the collection equals the product that you want to cross-sell. And basically what this does is it filters out the people who have already bought the item that you're trying to cross-sell them, right? You don't want to cross-sell someone an item that they already have. So that's why this filter is put in place. Make sure that you have this as and instead of or. And then the third filter is that someone hasn't placed an order since they started this flow. So this is what that configuration of the conditional split will actually look like inside of Klaviyo. So the yes path, what someone has or has not done, and then placed order where collections contains the products that you want to trigger the cross-sell at least once over all time, and what someone has or has not done, a placed order contains the collections of the products that you are actually cross-selling 0 times over all time, and that someone has placed orders 0 times since starting this flow so that they don't continue receiving these emails after they've already purchased. So this will be the logic that allows you to choose which products trigger the cross-sell when bought and which products to cross-sell as a result of these purchases. When they fit the filters that we just set up, they're going to be sent down this path. So here's the conditional split with the filters that we just set up. They're going to go down the yes path, wait 1 day, and they're going to be sent the 2 emails in the cross-sell flow. So they wait 1 day, they're sent the first email, and then there's another 3-day delay, and they are sent the second email in the cross-sell flow. Now, you can split test different time delays in between here. This is honestly going to be pretty specific to your brand's audience, but generally what we'll do is we'll have them wait 1 day before sending the first one, and we will have them wait 3 days before sending the second one. So then what about the people that don't fit these filters? What happens when they go down the no path? Well, this is where we have an opportunity to flip this cross-sell and actually have the things that you were cross-selling be the products that trigger, and have the things that triggered on the previous flow be the ones that are being cross-sold, right? So if they don't match these filters, they'll be sent down the no path, where we will set up another conditional split. And this time, the product configurations are going to be the exact reverse of the yes path. So now the items that you were cross-selling before are triggering the flow, and the items triggering the flow before are the ones being cross-sold. And what this allows you to do is actually trigger this flow for all of these sets of products, no matter which one is bought. And that will look like this. So it's going to be the same exact setup, except the conditions are going to have the opposite products as the first one. So altogether, this is what the flow should look like. These are going to be the conditional splits and the 2 email paths that you have built out at the end of your post-purchase flow. So the yes path with a specific set of products triggering the flow and a specific set being cross-sold. And then on the no side, another conditional split where we just flip the products so that everything has a chance to trigger and everything has a chance to be cross-sold. And if you're wondering what happens to the people that fall in the no category here on the second one, nothing. They just filter out of the flow because they haven't met the conditions to actually receive the cross-sell emails. Okay, so now that you have the technical automation built out in Klaviyo, all that's left to do is actually design the emails in a way that's going to make the cross-sell effective and make these emails convert properly. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the 2 emails in this flow and what we're actually trying to do with each of these individual emails. And then I'm going to show you some examples just so you can see like the proper use of design and copy within some cross-sell flows. So first and foremost, it's honestly a pretty simple 2 email series, right? These people have already purchased. They don't need a ton of information about your brand or anything. They know you. They're literally customers. So it's more so just explaining why this additional product would be a good fit for them and kind of maybe addressing a couple objections. So email 1 is just highlighting a related product to the one they bought and explaining why it would be a great fit, a great addition to what they already have, and then adding in some social proof. So that's the entire purpose of the first email. It's not very aggressive. You're just going to suggest that they add another related product to their cart, essentially, add it to their collection. So that's the purpose of email 1. And then like we previously mentioned, we're going to test a time delay between that. It's going to be something like 1 to 3 day time delay here. And then they're going to receive email 2. So email 2 is going to be pretty similar to email 1, where we're highlighting the product that we're trying to cross-sell or products. Except this time we're going to give an available incentive, right? So we don't want to create a new discount here, but if you have an available discount on your website, it's great to add an extra incentive. They've already purchased, so having them purchase again, it's not like it hurts you too bad by giving away 10%. So having an incentive here is great. It makes people want to make their decision. It kind of pushes them over the edge a little bit because they bought in the past. Why is now a great time to buy again already? Well, there's a discount right now. So it's great to have an incentive here. Also maybe a guarantee, some sort of risk reversal. And then we also want to finish it off with social proof. Adding social proof into the emails is always going to make them stronger. So there are a few of these aspects missing in these design examples, but I'll show you where you should add them within your email to actually improve upon the examples I'm showing you. But these are just kind of general cross-sell examples that you can take with you. So first and foremost, this is a luxury lingerie brand who this person had already bought the camisole top here that you see. And so this email is cross-selling them the tap pants that pair along with it. So pretty simple sale here. You can just say a match made in heaven, because these two items are so closely related that there's not a ton you have to do, right? People would want to complete this collection, and especially with the incentive that they gave, it's kind of a no-brainer. So this is one example of a cross-sell done effectively, although I would change the actual incentive in here and not put it in until the second email. And also I would break up this body copy a little bit so it's more readable. But something that is done really well within this email is that the important aspects of it are above the fold. So you don't have to scroll to see what this email is about, right? You have the header, the hero image, and the call to action all above the fold, which is super important for click-through rate. So keep that in mind with all of the emails that you design. So that's one example. This is actually the reverse example of that. So this time they actually bought the pants and we were selling them the top. So it's basically the same email as this. It's just kind of reversed to fit the angle of the top. So you can see how you can kind of use the same email interchangeably and just swap out the products. So that is an example of that email in its reverse. This is another example from that same brand where someone bought pajamas, so they sold them the sleep mask. Kind of another related no-brainer. It has the same aspects that we mentioned before that are helpful. I would even add social proof, some 5-star reviews here to make it stronger, but generally this is a pretty solid cross-sell, super simple. And then lastly, this is a very interesting example because instead of just having one product and then cross-selling one other product, what they're doing is cross-selling multiple products for people who have bought multiple products. So let me show you what I mean by that. They have Love What You Taste, try these two. And they're saying this is for fans of people who have tried hot cinnamon spice in Paris. So basically this is going to all of the people who have bought either hot cinnamon spice or Paris. So it includes both of them. It's still personalized, but it includes both of these groups. And then it shows them 2 other specific products, which are 2 of their other best sellers, and says that, hey, people who have tried hot cinnamon spice in Paris also love these 2 other flavors, which are their 2 other best sellers. So you don't have to cross-sell one product triggered from buying another product. You can actually do multiple and still have it be personalized. And this is a really great example of that. So they give these 2 examples of their best sellers that they recommend trying, but then they also have their other best selling blends down here. So they have more of a choice, and they give an incentive here, which is $10 off, which makes it look all that sweeter for someone who has just bought this and enjoyed it to want to purchase again. So yeah, guys, take these 2 emails and these formats of designs for your emails and apply them to your own branding and your own products that you want to cross-sell, and you will have success with this. This is the exact format of emails that we used and the exact Klaviyo setup that we used to generate an extra $14,000 monthly reoccurring revenue for a client of ours. So follow this word for word. And you will be able to have success with your cross sells no matter how many products you want to actually cross sell for your strategy. So yeah, guys, that's that. If you would like to actually have this document to keep for yourself, I know it's a lot to run through over a video. So if you want to have it actually saved so that you can go through it on your own time and kind of understand these principles better, just go into the description. I will have the link to this document there and you can keep it forever. And if you are an e-com brand who is looking to have cross sells set up and this just looks like it would be too time consuming for you, that's what we're here for. So I will also have a link to my website in the description below. You can go through and book a call with us to see how this would work for your brand. So yeah, other than that, thanks for watching, guys, and see ya.